I hear everything about, you would being the first woman to dunk in the WNBA. I think that's like so cool. You just epitomize what it means to be a true competitor. And so my question for you is, how did you keep that edge? Like, what made you, reach for the stars, and what ultimately got you into basketball?
Yeah.
Like, what was your thrill about it?
It's so interesting. I think part of it was that I really wasn't into sports early on. Mm-hmm. I was a girl I have a lot of girl cousins and females in our family, and they have very strong personalities. Mm-hmm. When all the women would come together, it was like, they're strong, they fuss, they talk loud, it's a little bit. And I kind of felt in some ways inspired by watching my mom and my aunts and my cousins be so like amazing and aggressive and strong.
Yeah.
But in some ways I always looked, and honestly, I guess I never really spoke about it, but I always felt like I didn't possess what they had, but it inspired me. So I think part of that, when it comes to the edge mm-hmm. and just like being a fighter and having the will, part of that was a desire that I wanted to have what other people had and what my aunts had and my mom, that they just seemed so strong and almost like unbreakable. And they probably were, of course, but just me being a young girl looking at them and listening to them. And then I had some really fearless cousins that like playing football in the street with the boys, playing baseball, like running track, get out there and racing boys. And I was like not out there doing that. I was on the side like, are you guys, let me know if you guys need some water. Like, I just admired them in such a way that a little bit of that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I think when it came to basketball, again, I wasn't like a sporty girl. I did drill team and I jumped double dutch from like second grade in the streets of Compton, jumping double dutch, and in elementary school, I would jump double dutch. That saved me, I think, just because of the coordination, right? Yeah. Jumping double dutch, anybody knows if you can jump double dutch, that coordination of just jumping was helping me. Yeah. I had no idea. The second thing I did as a kid is that my older sister was in drill team. Mm. So drill team was kind of like, again, in Compton, we had drummers and, we were the drill team out there dancing and shaking it. Again, I was one of the smaller ones following behind my older sister, but wanted to learn to dance, learn all the dance steps with her because she was the captain. So again, I think that helped with my coordination.
Right.
The competitiveness of wanting to be just as good as my sister kind of planted that seed. The third thing I think was just my mom. My mom would play board games with my sisters and I would always really just like soak up whatever it was that she was teaching. So whether we were playing spades, dominoes, my mom would teach me how to play backgammon. I was like 7. Yeah. So I would play and she'd teach me, and then I was like, okay, Mom, let's play again, but this time don't let me beat you. Like, you really try, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like, and I beat her. And I'm like, Mom, did you let me win, or did you do your best? She's like, no, you won. And I'm like, okay, play again. And I'd play like 7, 8, 9 games, like just. And so I think part of that, I was born with that. Like, I was competitive, but I wasn't necessarily into sports. So, fast forward to 7th grade, the only reason why I played basketball was because I wanted to be popular. And
really?
Of course, my homegirl Shay, who was on the campus, and everybody knew Shay. And I'm like, why does everybody know her name? It's like, oh, she's on the basketball team. And I'm like, okay, then that's it. Like, I'm going to play ball. And those things, I say, it really is God just having a hand on me early. Yeah. Me being a lover of the Lord early. Yeah. And it was just a blessing that I picked up a ball and I really just never put it down. And then I think the last thing I say, it was a mindset that, one, I'm behind, because a lot of people start so early.
Right.
So I got to be a great listener. I got to outwork everybody, and I got to do double time, right? Because I'm behind. Yeah. And then the other thing is it's one ball, and everybody has equal opportunity to it. And so however you want to play, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get to that ball just like you can get to the ball. And I think because I was just so, in some ways, a student of the game, but also really driven to get better and catch people, that I was fearless. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that fearlessness is just like, I don't know how this is going to work out, but today when you see me, you're going to know you was in a battle.
Right, right.
Period. Yeah. And I think that mindset was just probably always in me, but I just didn't know. And I think basketball just opened the floodgates, and I was like so fired up that, I was not taking any prisoners.
I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast, but I gotta stop you guys and tell you guys about these Dewar jeans. Man, these Dewar jeans are truly one of a kind. I mean, they have great material. You can go around in your house, lounge around, and then you could also be in your kitchen cooking up something. Or if you like workouts like myself, you can also work out in them. They're truly one of a kind. Right now, my listeners can get 15% off site-wide when you use my special URL, shopduer.com/motivated. You'll want to take advantage of this because Dewar never goes on sale. Don't wait. To get 15% off, go now to shopduer.com/motivated. I mean, you still doing that today. I know you're playing tennis right now. You know, you're doing your thing on the tennis court, and you talked about, you know, every time we talk, you're like, oh man, I got a match coming up. I'm about to whoop these girls.
Right.
Like, I'm like, wow. I mean, you still doing it. You know, you still got the competitiveness.
And it's bad.
But that's how you are though. You're wired like that, right?
Yes.
Like, that's how I am. Like when I grew up, you know, I was similar, similar story. You know,
Where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Florida. I'm from Daytona. Yeah. So, you know, I see all the kids playing around, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I used to play with older kids, right? Mm-hmm. Like me, I'm the oldest of 3 siblings, right?
Okay.
And so, you know, I felt like I had an obligation for myself to be the standard in my household, right? And so I would go outside, play pickup football and basketball with the other neighborhood kids, and it was like, well, these kids are really good, they're really fast, and they're really strong. That's something that I wasn't. Yes. So like, I had to do, like you said, double time.
Yes.
Like, I had to really work the craft and try to figure out what I wanted to do and how I could dominate, you know, early on. And so, I just saw what they were doing, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I need to go in the weight room. I started lifting weights early.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How old were you when you started lifting weights? Look, I'm starting asking you questions.
No. That's good. That's why we're here. No, I was probably like 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I started really like getting active in the weight room at 12. And then it just started carrying over into, you know, speed. Everybody in Florida is fast. Like everybody.
Are we missing something? Is it yams? What are you guys eating? Something?
No, we're chasing rabbits. That's what we're chasing rabbits down here.
Wow.
So any part of the state of Florida, you know, you hear nothing about how fast guys are. You know, even South Florida.
Yes.
Down here is just like the mecca of speed and football. Mm-hmm. You know, that's all it was about. Like I played 1 year of basketball.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, like
football
organized
players
basketball.
don't do that well in basketball.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, I have a couple teammates, like, specifically, like, O linemen and D linemen, the bigger guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones that are, like...
Nice finesse touch,
right?
Yeah,
they're finesse, but they're also, like, oh, I could yam it. Like, I could dunk, you know? And I'm like, I can't. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I actually witnessed that when I first got on campus at Purdue University in Indiana. We had a D lineman, his name was K1 Short, and he was probably like 300 pounds. He probably was like 6'2".
Yeah.
And it was about the summertime. You know, I enrolled a little bit earlier, and we were all at the rec hanging out, and I saw this guy just like do a 360 dunk, and I was just like, wait, like big guys like him can dunk like that?
Get up,
like,
yes.
And I was just so shocked, and I'm like, look, if you say you can do it, I believe you.
Yeah,
you know, at that moment. So, but you'll be surprised. There's a lot of guys in the league that actually can hoop.
Yeah, I was joking. I know the football players can play,
but not me. I can't.
No?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Nope. I play good defense.
Sometimes it's like a bull in a china cabinet, like, you know what I mean, like a little bit too aggressive.
I play good defense.
You play good defense. Okay.
That's the only thing. Now,
without fouling or with fouls?
Without fouling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can strap some stuff up now. I'm out there and playing some good defense, but
man,
I'd rather just run a football.
Yeah.
That's it. run the ball.
You.
That's it. Yeah.
But you do so amazingly.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah,
but I love
absolutely.
watching you play. My gosh.
But